All right, we're recording. All right, folks. I'd like to thank you guys for coming here today, listening to give my speech. You better sit down, boy.
No.
So I'd like to start this off with a quote. Grab your attention a little.
No.
This comes from Janet Reno, former Attorney General, U.S., 93 to 2001. We are never going to get a serious grip on gun violence in this country until we adopt comprehensive measures to keep guns away from those who should not have them. I believe this is very true, actually, but it's always a lot easier said than done. My name's Matthew. Once again, I appreciate y'all coming here and spending your time with me here. Today I'd like to give you a presentation and invite you to an open discussion about a very important topic, gun violence. In recent history, it would seem as though mass shootings have become more prevalent. Now, I don't know if this is because they are in fact becoming more prevalent, or we have a lot more social media outlets to expose them. A couple of examples. Well, the recent shooting in Parkland, Florida, just this year. Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, last year. The Pulse nightclub, 2016, down in Florida.
Hi, Mom.
The church shooting in Sutherland, Texas. Sandy Hook Elementary, 2012. Now, some would say that the problem is easy access to guns, or maybe the variety of guns that you have access to. Now, others would say a gun is simply a tool. The people are the issue. So my question to you is, how do we solve this issue? Do we ban all guns for everybody across the board? Do we ban just certain type of guns? Automatic versus semi-automatic? A certain caliber? That's if it's the gun's fault. What if it's the person's fault? Then what do we do? What does it really come down to? Religious beliefs? Political? Hatred propaganda? What if it's a mental condition? Or what if it's certain groups? The KKK, Black Panthers, Antifa? Are you not allowed to have guns for something that you believe in? What's really the bottom of this issue? So I offer you these three questions. Is it religious, political, or hate propaganda that's the issue? Is it mental care or behavioral health going undocumented or ignored? Or is it the fact that we just simply need stricter gun laws? Whether you're law-abiding or not. Now, if that's the case, how do we make sure that everybody follows the law? Because criminals generally don't. I have a couple of quotes here that I pulled to help reinforce this thought process. This first one here is taken from The American Tourist by Ludger Viewhouse Bailey, Lemaines College, Syracuse, New York. Part of this insanity has come home in the form of a cultural norm of masculinity that elaborates man's right to kill. As John Paul II reminds us, killing another disrupts something profoundly human in us. Even if the killing is framed as justified, it harms our humanity This terror is explicable because his deranged mind reflects both something profoundly American and not American. Now, this is in reference to Omar Mateen, the shooter of the Pulse nightclub in Florida. What if it's mental care? Another quote, taken from Suicide and Strain to Mass Murder by Denir Bloom and Christian Gonzalez Jaworski. This mindset lends itself to planning and committing mass murder in order to mitigate strain in the shooter's mind. Chronic strain is the range of negative experiences or disappointing events in social relationships at home, school, or work. These difficulties lead to anger, frustration, disappointment, fear, and ultimately crime. Now, as regards to gun laws. Taken from Self-Inflicted Carnage, Time to Get Serious About Gun Control by Gregory Orfella. Now, this one is in reference to the shooter at the baseball field in Alexandria, Virginia, during the congressional baseball game. Over and over, making access to guns harder, not easier, has been proven to reduce violence. Expanded background checks reduce the number of police officers shot to death in the line of duty by 53%, and women shot by intimate partners by 47%. So maybe it is gun laws. At this point, I would like to open up the floor to you to get your opinion on it. What do you guys feel it is?
I have reason to believe that there should be stricter gun laws. As far as, I've got kind of mixed emotions as far as semi-automatic weapons being in the public's, it's just that sometimes I feel as though, does the public have to be as protected and carry some of the same guns that law enforcement has? I personally think they ought to raise the law to 25 or possibly, that way it keeps the younger generation having guns in their possession. That would cut down on gang violence, prison intake.
Do you think that's due to immaturity?
Yes.
Now, would that come back to like a mental status?
Very, very much so. But then again, if you raise the age, say, for instance, hypothetically to 25, that is in conflict with our drinking laws, our voting laws. Our young children are able to go to war at the age of 18 and to defend our country, die for our country. In some states, you're allowed to drink at 18, others 21. So really, there's positive and negative on both sides of the fence.
So what if you increase the age, but the kids get a hold of the guns and the kids bring them in?
Well, that's exactly right.
Yes.
Because most mass shooters, if they're not the ones buying the guns, they're getting them from home.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes back to where, okay, I agree. If you raise the age, then, criminals are going to be criminals. It's going to be harder for them to get guns, but then there's going to be more burglary. There's going to be more break-ins of your house, stealing of guns. Also, as far as another subject, bringing up the availability of 20-round and 30-round banana clips for these AK-47s and the AR-15s. That should be better controlled.
I think has a lot to do with someone's mental state. I know that they released a report with, what was it, school shooting in Florida, where the kid had multiple,
He had over 30 calls to his house.
yeah, he had
He
a
was
lot
autistic,
of,
from what?
I think 36 within a matter of 2 years,
yeah,
something like
reports and
that.
mental cases, but the school therapist, I guess, really didn't report all of them. So I think a lot of it has to do with.
Yeah, I don't understand why the people he was living with let him have all them guns in the house.
They might not have known.
I don't get that.
Well, that's just like
Yeah.
the one in the Springs here.
Yeah.
The guy at the apartment complex, he had mental issues, and the cops were there multiple times, and he somehow still got a hold of, weapons.
And that's kind of my point of view is why would we take the ability for everybody across the board to protect themselves when it's not necessarily a gun issue? It could possibly be a mental issue as far as not seeking treatment, treatment being ignored, warning signs being ignored.
I think there's a lot of stigmatism too of getting help, and that's a huge problem. Back in, when I was in the military in 2006, I had a top secret clearance, and you didn't admit that you had problems. You didn't seek treatment because if you sought treatment, they ripped your clearance from you,
Yep.
and so you kept your issues to yourself and you went about your day. And I think that's, unfortunately, I don't think it's just that. I don't think it's just a military thing. I think it's just they're getting treatment kind of mindset, and it's not. It shouldn't be like that. Somebody's getting help, and it's the help that they need.
No.
And I think more people need to be okay with it because it's a poor reputation when someone's admitting that there is a problem rather than not admitting it and not getting help, and then poor situation turn worse. And then some therapists don't report everything, so when the therapist doesn't report everything and it doesn't get in the system, and the person gets the weapon, and that's when these shootings happen. Unfortunately.
Broken text.
I also think that the public should be more aware to
information.
sensing out red flags is important.
I think that's affected everybody and anybody being armed. If you are able to carry a firearm and shoot somebody judiciously in the head who's posing a threat to you, you should be able to shoot that person, whether you're 18, 21, or any other age. Yes, background check, I think that's crucial. I think we need to be more stringent on who's getting what. But as far as threats aren't going to go away anytime soon, And if law-abiding citizens can kill a bad guy, I think I'm all for that.
I know, I don't know, they were talking about giving teachers free pencil carry.
Absolutely, teachers.
In Texas, they have
Teachers
signs
should-
outside of the gates that say that their teachers are armed now.
I wish they wouldn't put that. Like, come on in.
That's in Texas.
We'll play this game.
Talking
Yeah.
about embedding police.
Yeah, they're starting to do it everywhere.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, I appreciate you sharing your opinion.
Let's get this party started.
So, to review a little bit, we discussed some of the issues which led to gun violence. Maybe it's ideology, political views, behavioral health seems to be sort of the consensus here. Or maybe it is just the ease of guns. Because the fact of the matter is not all guns committing crimes were gained lawfully. So how do we prevent that? I want to thank you all for your participation. I appreciate you all coming here, using your time, allowing me to do this presentation. Now I'm going to leave you with this closing statement. That wasn't it. Although there may be many factors that lead to gun violence, we need to make the correct resolution, because if not, it's going to continue. Whether that is more gun laws, which don't seem to be effective in my opinion right now, better mental health care, better database building, or harsher punishment. If you do the crime, then you gotta do the time. Thank you all.